You probably know actress Diane Guerrero from hit television shows like Jane the Virgin and Orange is the New Black, but she's added a new title to her resume, author. Now, in her book called In the Country We Love, My Family Divided, Diane shares the deeply personal and painful story of her family's deportation when she was just a little girl. Now, I had the chance to sit down with her and talk about immigration reform and how she's joining the growing voice calling for change. Let's take a look.
I was affected when I was 14 years old, and I know that millions of children go through fear of their families being separated.
Diane Guerrero's family was deported to Colombia, leaving the then teen feeling hopeless.
You have no money, you have no clout, you have no connections, you really don't realize that you have a community that's there for you.
Reminiscing about her childhood, she says her family's deportation affected her health.
It really was affecting me in a huge way, mentally, emotionally, and it was affecting my work.
Guerrero says our immigration system is broken.
It's careless and it's demeaning. What happens to people when they split them up this way or when they're deported is as if their lives don't matter.
In her new book, In the Country We Love, her goal was to put a face on immigration reform.
I felt like it needed to be heard, especially when our community, the Latino community especially, was under attack.
There's so many issues here, but is there kind of like a first step that we should keep in mind?
I'm glad you asked that. I think that your pain, your suffering is also mine. And the way that we are going to elevate each other's community is to be there for each other.
Guerrero's strength came from refusing to be silent, telling her truth.
I no longer wanted to put my head down. I wanted to be proud so desperately. I wanted to be proud of me and of my parents and of their fight. When I saw young women of color such as yourself, all I want to do is I wanted to be just an example for my community and someone who was bringing out truths.
In Latino communities, Guerrero explains,
Le tenemos miedo
al doctor. Claro, le tenemos miedo, pero también
it's hard to own our emotions.
Being okay with them and using them as part of their strength and not seeing it as weakness.
The key, she says, is to arm ourselves with knowledge.
So that you know your rights, you know what your capabilities are, and you know how to, emotionally also deal with something like this.
Forgiveness and acceptance were the steps in her journey.
For really having to buckle down and survive because it was hard out there and still trying to give you the education that they came here in the first place to give you. It's a lot of work and we need to cut our parents some slack.
And now Guerrero says it's time to empower ourselves.
It's a great moment for us to really take advantage of what we've learned because we have seen some stuff and we have been silent.
Deanna, I love this. It's shedding light on an issue that's really affecting the community. Yeah. And you were telling me that there's a line in Spanish and it translates directly to Latinos are afraid to go to the doctor.
Yeah, Felicia, and it's a serious thing because it actually it's like a metaphor to this immigration issue that we're facing here. So basically you have a broken bone and then mom's like, oh, we're just going to wrap it up and we're not going to go to the doctor. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Cool. And the same thing with immigration. We don't talk about it because we know the issue's there. We just don't know how to bring it up. We don't know how to fix it. So definitely, like Diane said, bringing up those conversations and starting that conversation is definitely worthwhile in the long run.
Well, thank you for shedding light on this. We appreciate it.